didn't happen. Which I'll get into in a second. Right now, let's get logged in. Okay, so I've been suffering from some insomnia, and I had finally fallen asleep, and I woke up briefly remembering, I woke up briefly at 12:50 going, right, I was supposed to stream today, but I felt like I could fall back asleep, so I just threw out that message of, hey, I'm gonna, not. Wait, did I have any quests I need to turn in here? No. Okay. We're good. Anyway, it's no longer improperly showing those quests from before. Cool. But anyway, so yeah, that's all I have to say on that. I ended up not being able to get back to sleep, so here we are, streaming instead of sleeping. Yeah, that's about all there is to the story. That's it. If anyone would, I don't know where I was going with that, but yeah, so that's what's happening. I'm just experiencing some insomnia. Today's commentary may not be the best because I'm running on 2 hours of sleep in the last 30 hours or so. Not 30, more like 26. But still, like, it's not good. I've been sleeping at irregular times even when I have been sleeping. So, I'm not feeling the best. So expect what commentary I do have to be a little scatterbrained. But I'll do my best to still provide decent commentary. For similar reasons, the Final Fantasy VII Remake episodes for the next couple of days will probably be a little lower quality too. Because I don't have a choice about recording those. I record those, like those are current. I don't have enough time. I haven't had enough time since the Final Fantasy VII Remake came out to record those further out. So, yeah. Life is hard. No one understands, and at least on the bright side, it doesn't really matter if the quality of my commentary dips, cause I'm the only one here anyway. Woo! Not anyone watching my stream anyway, so it's fine. Everything is fine. I'm fine. I'm not tired at all. You're tired. Anyway, so yeah, life is hard. That's just how it be. Hopefully I can figure out my sleep problems soon. So that way this is no longer a problem. I would really like it if it switched to not being a problem. That'd be great. I'd be so happy if it wasn't a problem anymore. Like, I would be so happy. So very happy if it wasn't a problem. Like, I can't even properly express how happy that would make me. I look forward to the day in which it is not a problem. But in the meantime, I'm just gonna have to deal with feeling tired, but I'll live. Anyway, time to do more quests. Got lots of quests to do. Let's go on the Amber Still Ranch and find the quest giver of our dreams. It's probably somewhere back here. And hey, look, there's the quest giver of our dreams. What have you got for me? We heard the cries in the middle of the night. Then this morning, sure enough, the herd was missing 2 rams. The dastardly beast known as Vagash has been preying on our livelihood. With most of King Magni's army off in distant lands fighting with the Alliance, there is no one to keep Vagash at bay. Perhaps you are brave enough to seek out the beast and slay him. Bring me one of his fangs, and I will reward you. Vagash lurks above the ranch here, but be warned, he is deadly. Oh, don't worry. I'm more deadly. Anyway, do I have to find a way to climb this mountain? It looks distinctly like I have to find a way to climb this mountain. That seems annoying. It seems like an annoying thing I just signed up to do. It's like I can probably get up better on this side. What is with not being able to climb up right here? There we go. Heck yeah. I am the best mountain climber you're ever gonna see. Look at me, I'm the best. Just like you wish you could be. Or the fact that I just fell down the mountain, still the best. Let's see. When you get out of like a weird height and it doesn't let you jump anymore. Okay, here we're gonna try something. We're gonna try something no one would see coming, and it's realizing that we're actually high enough. And that we can walk over this way. Yeah. Where is it? Oh, it's in the cave. That also further signs of my tiredness. I didn't notice the cave. I just walked right by it. Did not notice the cave, which is all kinds of sad. Anyway. I'd really like to know how he got that off before I finished Holy Light. Like, Hammer of Justice is supposed to be a 3-second stun. That did not feel like a 3-second stun. Feel distinctly like he got out of that stun before 3 seconds had passed. But whatever. It's fine. I'm only mildly upset. Let's see if I can puzzle out what the proper way to get up here was. Is there like a proper mountain path over here? Like, is that what you're supposed to do? Yeah, there's like a proper mountain path over here. That's the way that you're supposed to get up there, rather than doing what I did, where I just kind of shimmied up the mountain cliff. But hey, what I did is a viable strategy, and it got me there. So you know, it works.
What's on your mind?
Very well done. Baron will be so happy when he hears the good news. To kill Vagash is no easy task. I imagine one day you'll be fighting alongside King Magni's men on the Alliance frontier. And it's always nice to have my greatness recognized. Let's see. That's a pretty significant damage increase overall there. DPS, but let's see. Yeah, I'll pick the
Off with you.
Surge Hammer. Is that bind on pickup? It is, yeah. Which means I can only sell it. The other option for things to do with magic weapons, for the record, if it's not bind on pickup, is if I'm not going to sell it, is to send it to my mage, who's also an enchanter, and disenchant it for both the supplies my enchanter needs to make stuff, and also for XP for enchanting. It's generally a good thing, and it's where I'm funneling all of my stuff that I can. Okay, let's go over and some quests here. Okay. It's like... So I need to talk to Foreman Stonebrow to get the other quest.
Hi.
Okay, the public servant. As a member of the Senate and the Explorers League, I've taken it upon myself to take care of this part of the Trog infestation that has gripped our lands. They've certainly made a mess of Golbolar Quarry, and for no reason. As we dug deep into the earth, they poured out, destroying our equipment and driving the miners out. There's not much for us to do but to exterminate the lot of them, rebuild, and then get back to work. If you help me with the Trogs, I'll gladly recompense you for your time.
See you soon.
Gotta kill 10 of the things. Okay. Yo, what you got for me? Those light blasted Trogs turning my work site into a wreck. Look at that. There goes another barrel of powder. Oh, I wish we could go down there and wring every one of their scrawny little necks. I want to kill them all. This can't be good for my health, all this stress and anger. What have they left me with? Nothing. I'd kill them myself, but my aim's no good anymore. You go into the quarry and kill some of the filthy buggers. I'll pay you. Just hurt them. Kill them.
Off with you.
Okay. Just gotta kill a different type of them. Okay. I am sleepy, but I'll be fine. But yeah, I'm definitely super tired. Yeah. I am definitely out of it. 100%. Like, this is for us all to find out what streams are like when I'm out of it as heck. But hey, at least this will be interesting, right? Right. Glad we all agree. Okay, let's keep on keeping on. And there are the bone snappers I need to kill too. On the bright side, I'm high enough level that the fact that I'm tired really doesn't affect my ability to play relatively optimally here, because my optimal choice is to use my higher stats to beat them with my stick. You know, like that is the optimal choice. Okay, there's those guys down. Gotta keep murdering bone snappers and try and not fight every skull thumper in here while I do so. You know, keep it to only a moderate amount of skull thumpers. Okay. Let's go. Going to take out more enemies so that way I can sleep better tonight. Because obviously completing quests on World of Warcraft will help me sleep better. Yeah, okay, that doesn't really logically follow, but, you know. Does insomnia logic? No. No, insomnia does not. I'm just gonna have to resign myself to killing every skull thumper in this cave too, aren't I? Okay. Kill another bone snapper. Gonna have to fight this skull thumper. Oh hey, look, another skull thumper. Yeah, that's just the kind of thing I'm expecting right now. But it's okay. At least skull thumpers aren't particularly hard to kill. Okay, there we go. Heal up before I go to fight the next bunch. Using my higher stats to bully enemies is a lot of fun. Don't let anyone tell you bullying the weak is wrong. I mean, it is. But it's definitely fun, too. So I guess the moral of that story is just because something is wrong doesn't mean it's not fun. Did you swing again? Thank you. And I still have to fight this skull thumper. Should have just done that. Whatever. Myself again. How do you think that skull thumper feels to being so ignored like that? Do you think it's angry? Oh, my blessing of might had worn off. But it's okay, because I am mighty enough, all on my own. 'Cause I'm the best. Okay, there we go. Just gotta keep on walking. Yeah. Should have known that that wasn't gonna be far enough away to not have to fight it. Oh, one snapper. I don't even care if I have to fight a bunch of rock jaws with it. Bone snapper. Okay, I only need one more bone snapper, and then I'm good to just run out of this place. Okay. Come here, Mr. Bone Snapper. I'm gonna get an extra one of you just for funsies, I guess. Like I have a lot of choice in this instance. Gotta love it when I just crit them like that. Just remove them from existence. Okay, let's get out of here. Away we go. We walk along out of the dungeon. We walk a long, long way today. I'm honestly surprised that came out as good as it did, all things considered. I honestly didn't think I'd be able to hold a tune even jokingly well, with how tired I am. So, you know, I'm calling that a win, because it was good enough that I don't feel bad about it, so, yeah, we're calling that a win. Anyway, let's go up here. Okay.
What can I do for you?
It is a start. Hopefully we can take advantage of it and move some mountaineers in to secure the area.
Watch your back.
Cool.
You got my attention.
Well, that makes me feel little better, but I won't be happy until they're all dead, all of them.
Safe travels.
Yeah, good luck with that, buddy. They respawn, man. What do you want me to do? Okay. Gotta go this way. Grab the lost pilot and then turn in the then turn in Shimmer Stout. Probably actually not in that order, probably in the other order. Then we are good. Like that's it. That is all the starting area quests. That, you know, that's all the quests that actually take place in any of the 3 starting areas. So we have officially finished all the starting areas for one character. Isn't it beautiful? Okay, let's keep on walking. Playing Walking Simulator. It's so fun to do. We simulate walking. Yeah, okay, maybe this isn't fun, but we're simulating walking anyway. I still have such a love-hate relationship with walking everywhere in this game. Because I still acknowledge that it is actually good for the game. It's kind of annoying to do, but it's a good thing for the game. That it's a thing that I have to do. Phew! One of these days I'm gonna actually take the time to dust my room. Not today, though. Today I'm probably just gonna do this and then do video editing, because I can do that without needing to think. So I'm gonna do that until I can actually get some sleep. And then once I've actually gotten sleep, I'll do my other things that I have to do. So many things that I have to do. Okay, let's go find his brother and give him the stout ale. And here you are. Hello, Paladin. What business takes you all the way out here? Something exciting, I hope. I mean, it's alcohol. Mountaineer Barley Brew tastes the Simmer Stout. Oh, whoa, this stuff really puts a shine in your eyes. I feel like I can see in the dark. Been drinking more of that Shimmer Stout my brother made. It's great stuff. I want a fellow mountaineer to try it. His name's, Cadrell, and he's usually patrolling the road through Thelsamar and Lochmoden. To get to Thelsamar, go southeast through the tunnel, then turn northeast. Yeah, okay.
Very good.
Well, I may as well just quickly do this one. It's just a delivery effectively into Thelsamar. Won't take but a second. So I might as well do it. Like, there's no reason not to. Also, in case it wasn't clear from the fact that I'm complaining about insomnia and having a hard time staying awake, I'm only streaming for minimum time today. Like, no extra streaming time today. That's not happening. So I'll be on until 3, and that's about it. Anyway, let's go. Turn this into Cadrell. Almost there. Thelsimar's only a little further. Hey there, Ram. How's it going? Let's keep on keeping on. Gotta do all the quests. Gotta do every quest. Complete every quest ever. That's the plan. Person must be inside one of these, or am I looking for a patroller again? Probably looking for a patroller. I don't see it. Oh, there's a yellow dot on my mini map. Yeah, there we go. There he is.
Great to meet you.
Greetings, Paladin. Welcome to Thelsimar. Now let me have a taste. Magni's beard, this stuff gets your head turning, and it lightens the limbs, too. I feel like I can fly.
Be good.
Surprised this quest didn't continue. Kind of expected it would. But it did not. That turned out to be the end of the quest line. Oh well. Anyway. Yeah, let's go take the Lost Pilot quest over there, and then we are good. I walk a lonely road. Okay, let's see. Something to talk about. Oh, I'll probably talk about this in my Final Fantasy VII videos, but I figured out the biggest thing that's bothering me about Final Fantasy VII Remake's battle system. It's audio cues. So most games that there's a lot of ways that games can give you information. Audio cues is one of the main ways that games tell you about things that you can't see, right? It's the main ways that they communicate what attacks are coming from enemies that are behind you, or from attacks whose animations aren't as obvious, and things like that. Like, it's a key component of that communication. And I realized that the Final Fantasy VII Remake has pretty much none. And that was one of the things that was throwing me off during combat, is because I'm missing an entire set of information. But yeah, it's definitely one of the major flaws in its battle system. Is it's focusing a little too much on the pretty music. and not enough on the I'd really like to be able to hear what murder is about to come my way. Okay, let's go over this way. But yeah, I also realized that I'm super annoyed at a trend in Final Fantasy games that started with 12 or 13, which is they create these really, really ambitious systems, these ambitious ideas, but they don't give the game enough time to realize them. And it just really is unfortunate because I can see in these games what they were going for. And it always feels like wasted potential. Like, for example, Final Fantasy XII's Gambit system. It's really, really cool, but it's way too finagly and it doesn't really flow all that well, and it could have been made so much better. But they didn't take the time to actually give that system the attention it deserved, which is a shame. Because on paper, it's an amazing system that would make for an amazing part of the game. But it doesn't get to be that because they didn't give it the resources it needed to be that. Then in Final Fantasy 13, yeah, I'm just gonna go with that. I don't really think I have to go into too much detail on what the problems in Final Fantasy 13 are. A lot of it stems from the game feeling unfinished. I don't necessarily think this is a new problem to Final Fantasy. They've always favored more pushing, pushing the edges of what's currently available over. Just a second, my friend and fellow siege engine pilot, one Hill Devil, was lost in the hills. We were looking for a rare ore that's needed for a high-grade blast powder, and during our search, he drove his engine up a steep hill and busted it. Still convinced the ore was in these mountains, Hildov charged me to guard our engines while he continued on foot searching. It's been days, and I've heard some beastly growls in the hills at night. Mori's tough as nails, but I'm worried. Please, find him.
Watch, get her back.
Sure thing. Okay, let me use my magic quest finder, and I now know where he is. Anyway, so the hardest part, or like, so Final Fantasy 13 feels like an unfinished game, and that's pretty clear. Just play it. And this isn't a new problem. Like, look at the way Final Fantasy 7, the original, feels. It's a really ambitious game. So are 8 and 9. And every Final Fantasy game ever has been somewhat rough around the edges as a result. And for the most part, that's been completely fine. When it was only slightly rough around the edges, that was totally acceptable. Is there a cave somewhere I need to find my way into? I suspect that's what's going on here. Well, let's look around for a cave then. Let's just keep walking up into the hills and probably find something eventually. Oh. Apparently there's a corpse, because that's what it tells me. That's sad. Poor dwarf. Oh, yeah, this is it. I didn't notice. The corpse of a dwarf, mauled, frozen, and picked clean by mountain scavengers. Clutched in its hands a book containing the roughly scribbled notes of Mori Hildelv. Around its frame, still in superior condition as a brigadier's vest. This grisly scene must have been where the siege engine pilot met its end. And so I take his armor for myself. Hildov wrote in his journal that he was attacked by Mango Claw, a huge ice claw bear. He drove off the beast, but not before it mauled him savagely. Judging from the state of Hildov's body, Mango Claw must have later returned and killed him. Hildov wrote in his journal his one final wish: revenge against Mango Claw. Yeah, sure. Okay. And easy peasy. Man, can't believe this chump let himself be killed by that. That's just sad. Anyway, so, like, pretty much every Final Fantasy game ever has been an overly ambitious project. And that worked for them for a long time, because they were always the games that looked the best, that pushed limits, that tried to do things others wouldn't. The problem now is that they focus on pushing to the expense of the quality of the game that they're releasing.
Here there.
And that's a problem. This is grim news, for Hildelv was a good friend, and I wish I could have been there with you when you found the beast, Mange Claw. Thank you, Eric Tesnor. Your deed will be remembered by the pilots of the Ironforge Siege Brigade. That's worth slightly more money. Okay, we're good. I can now hearth. Heck yeah. But yeah, so the way like it becomes more, it's just more obvious in more recent games, which, you know, really underlines why it's a problem. Because if you look at like look at games like Final Fantasy 13-2. It's a mess. An absolute mess of a game. And not because any part of the main game was bad. It wasn't. It was just falling apart at the edges. Because they didn't give it the time it deserved. Because they wanted to do too much with that game. The only game in recent years that Final Fantasy has come out with that I feel like they actually put in the time that it deserved before it released is Lightning Returns. Like, that's it. 13-2 was way rushed, which ended up with this awkward thing where it was clear they realized the problems with the battle system and worked to fix them, but occasionally there were weird, buggy things that made the battle system worse. So it's like, I see you put out that fire, but you realize you lit another one, right? That kind of thing. And that could have been avoided by just not being so ambitious with the project in the first place. Even in 13-2, they did a lot of new things, when honestly what they really needed to do was Final Fantasy 13's battle system, but better. And if they'd done that, 13-2 would have been a better game for it. It didn't need all the extra stuff, it just needed to actually do its core thing better. And I think as systems grow more complicated, it's becoming more and more obvious that that's the problem that Final Fantasy games have. Because you can't just slap like, so long as you're good at balancing numbers, an active time turn-based battle system like the original Final Fantasy VII's is pretty easy to make and make it work comparatively. Compared to something like uh the Final Fantasy VII remakes type of battle system. So it doesn't matter if you spend most of your development time focusing on the graphics or other things. Like, that's fine. It's where you should focus. But as they're switching away from turn-based combat, it's becoming more and more clear with every game that goes less and less turn-based that their ambitious project nature is killing them. Like, they're still coming out with good games, but each of them could have been so much better if they were just, well, not as scope intensive. Like, they've got no desire to rein in the scope whatsoever. They don't even try. And over time, that's gonna really lessen the quality of everything. That's just a real shame. Okay. Go there, Devlin. How's it going? I'm gonna take your remains now, thanks, buddy. Okay, let's keep on keeping on. There we go. There we go. Hello, Mr. Bonecaster. Would you mind if I murdered you? No? Good. I will be murdering you now. Hello, Mr. Bonecaster. Would you mind if I murdered you? I probably should have waited for an answer first. Oh well. But yeah, other examples of what I mean by their scope being too big is Final Fantasy 15 suffered a lot from this. Its scope as a game was ridiculously huge. What all they wanted to do with it. And that, you know, like I've been talking about, it weakened the game as a whole. Like, very clearly weakened it. Now, I will say that they did a lot of work on Final Fantasy 15 to add updates to the game that helped cover this up. You know, that made it better. Particularly, they fixed all the bugs, which is, for the record, bugs and little issues is one of the major, major things here. Like things like that are one of the major problems with this style of handling things. So they do now do a decent job, and they are not the worst company about this. Like let me be clear that when I'm talking about this, I'm saying, oh, it'd be nice if they did this a little better. It's not a serious problem because every game they come out with is still fundamentally a good game. Like, even Final Fantasy 12 and 13, which are, you know, those two are easily the weakest in the series in recent years. They're still good games. They're not bad. Like, they're definitely not bad games. They're at worst, if you really don't like them, you can call them mediocre. And, like, they definitely have problems, but calling them bad is an exaggeration. So, you know, uh, where's another? I need something else I can stab that has ribs. Oh, there we go. Come on, let me put a notch in your rib so I can take it and deliver it. Or not. It's just a dark hound over there. That's not gonna help me. It's a bone caster. Oh, someone came through here and killed something. Hey, there's another Devlin walking around. Walking around at the speed of sound. You know, you wanna die? Here, you can die. Fine. If you insist, I will murder you. No, stop slowing me. I didn't want to kill you, but I will. Anyway, hopefully I finally get the last notch rib I need from this guy. Here's hoping. I could just hunt down the specific remains that I need. Gosh darn it. This last notch rib is being very challenging to find. Isn't one of the special remains in this building? Yeah, it is. This is in here. Gosh darn it. I'll just go in the house and kill Nissa. Don't try not to get stuck on corners with my giant torn head. Anyway, but yeah, it's like to put it in comparison, even Final Fantasy 15, which I think had the most bug problems in a release recently. Final Fantasy 7 has some texture problems, but it's a smaller bug issue than what 15 had on release, if I'm remembering correctly. Me alone. There we go. Okay, yeah, let's just go kill Gregor and then head on back, turn in these quests, get the next set of quests for this area, and come back and finish the area. Won't take too long. But anyway, so like, gotta find Gregor though. That's it's gonna be the hard part, isn't it? I forget what Gregor's patrol path is. Oh, is that him? That's him. So I looked into his patrol path. Haha! Who needs skill? I'm lucky. I don't need skill or knowledge. I've got the luck that I need. Anyway, so like, if you compare like the release of Final Fantasy 15 to a similarly bad release, like, was it Assassin's Creed Unity that was utterly broken when it released? I think that was the one. But you know, like one of the Assassin's Creed games that was just utterly broken upon release. And that's with a lot of AAA companies recently been kind of the standard of, I mean, it doesn't matter if it's broken upon release, it'll be fine. Which is a really annoying mentality, and I wish they didn't have it. Anyway. So, like, it's not like a huge problem for these games. It's good enough. Like, Square is coming out with good enough games. But they could be a lot better. These games could be better games if they would just stop focusing so much on, you know, on having these really broad games with these huge scopes and everything, and just focused on making a good game and keeping the scope realistic to the amount of people they can have working on it. Like, even the Final Fantasy VII remake suffers from scope bloat, and they literally split this game into multiple parts to help deal with that. And the individual games are still suffering from scope bloat. Like, Jesus, someone there needs to learn how to actually properly scope projects. Because, like the main reason that you don't notice it more in Square games is because they tend to delay games if they need to make everything come together at least relatively well. Unlike other developers who'll be like, oh no, we can't delay it all. They'll be like, no, delay it a bit. We'll fix this. Your efforts in the war are felt among us, Marndred. I will not thank you for doing what is necessary, but the death guards of Tirisfal will remember your name. I mean, these are both terrible, so this one's worth more money.
Beware, our enemy is abound.
Anyway, let's go. Turn in the other two quests. Clearly I need a nap. And that's effectively what I took right before I streamed. Do the remains of the Agamans, are those cursed beasts finally destroyed? Revenge has a sweet taste, don't you think? You destroyed the Agamans, did you catch any hint of free will within them? I hope so. I hope they knew fear before they were smashed into oblivion. It is a foolish hope, I know, but it is a hope I foster, nonetheless. Did you find Devlin? Thank you. Devlin's bones will rest nicely on my mantle. My cold heart can find warmth in knowing that the Agamans were destroyed. They failed me and my family when the plague came. Now I swear I will smash their remains under my heel. You've given me the remains of the Agamans and satisfied my desire for revenge, but the Agamand Mills hold a threat to all the Forsaken, not just me. I have spoken to Magistrate Severin of your exploits against the Agamans, and he wishes to speak with you. Well, I guess we shouldn't keep the Magistrate waiting. Let's walk over and do this next one. There's an entire party of, people.
What is it?
Coleman speaks well of you, Marndred. Telling of your successful forays into the Agamand Mills. Forsaken have need of your talents once again. The Agamand Mills area has become a foothold for the Scourge. Their strongest point is the Agumon family crypt, where their local military leader, a skeleton named Captain Dargle, has headquartered. With necromancy, he has raised the ancestors of the Agumons and plans to use them against us. This cannot pass, and you must stop it. Travel to the Agumon family crypt and defeat the raised Agumon ancestors, and bring me the skull of Captain Dargle. Okay, let's go kill some ancestors. Kill some ancestors, spit on some graves, and kill some captain. Should be fun. Do 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 do. Got more to do all the time. To do. Okay. It's so nice to finally be at a point where I can actually use multiple characters, or not multiple characters, where I can actually play on my Horde characters again. Like, that's really nice. Now that my Alliance characters are starting to catch up. I'll still be playing more Alliance than Horde for a bit, because, you know, my Alliance characters are still overall behind. But now that some of them are caught up, I can, you know, keep going like that. I cry every time. I cry and cry and cry. I don't know what I'm singing here. I have no idea what I'm doing, to be honest. Sleep deprivation feels weird. It's the best way to put it. I feel pretty out of it at the moment, but we're gonna keep going anyway. Okay, so let's talk about, hard life is? No. I've already talked about that today. How much no one understands it? No. Talked about that too. Let's see. Yeah, I don't know. I don't actually have much here. Life is hard? Let's see what to talk about. So, how about that weather? I have no idea what the weather's like. Not even where I live. I haven't been outside in weeks. After a certain point, I just stopped looking outside. So, I have no idea how the weather's been. You know? It's been weather, that's for sure. There has in fact been weather occurring outside. I know nothing about what it looked like or anything, but there was weather. It happened. That much is definitely true. There was weather outside that existed. Why do I have auto attack on a button still? Like, why was that still set to a button? Oh, I know why. When a couple weeks ago, my right wrist was hurting from overuse. So, a lot of my... That was more than a couple weeks ago now, wasn't it? Whatever. A while ago, my right wrist was hurting from overuse. And one of the ways that I dealt with this... How did he not... I'm confused. It was definitely weird. So I accidentally took that guy's thing, but how was it not, not counted as his already. It looked like he had a dot on it. That's supposed to immediately make it yours in the system's eyes, but it didn't. Not sure what was up there. Whatever. Let's just heal myself and keep on moving. Anyway, but yeah, so that's why my setup was like that. Since my wrist was hurting, I did everything I could to make my playing easier, and the way I did that was by making it so that way I could play with just one hand. That's why I have tab target set up. It wasn't optimal by any means, but it worked. It was functional. I could, in fact, successfully play it with just one hand. But on characters like my shaman, that meant that I had to actually, sure. No reason not to join this guy's group. Okay, let's keep on murdering the enemy. So that was annoying. So my OBS crashed. Hopefully it's working properly now. And hopefully I can figure out why it's been doing that. Because if I can't, I'm going to have to switch to some other software to use for this. Because that's now like, in 3 streams, I've had at least one crash a stream. And we are officially hitting numbers that are just altogether unacceptable. Heck yeah. I'm the best. I am the luckiest. Ain't no one got any way to beat my luck. But yeah, so, you know, let's just keep on keeping on. Let's say, oh, he has enough, oh, he thought I was going for it though. I thought he still needed more, but he was good. Had all the that he needed. Okay. Like, he and I both just kind of turned around and went, huh. As we saw the massive grouping of those things just run by us. Need more rotting ancestors. There's one. He needs 3 more according to the game. Actually, is that the game or is that Questy? I don't actually know. Dude's just standing here and I'm like, I'm following you, buddy. You're the one who still needs these things. Ah, there's one up there. And here's the last one he needs. Look at me be such a good Samaritan, helping this guy all the way. Okay. Let's get going. Okay, now that I'm just running somewhere, I can look on Twitch and make sure that it's functioning, and it is. Cool. That's good. He's fine. But yeah, so gonna have to figure out why OBS is occasionally crashing. I've just been having a weird graphical glitch where occasionally all of my stuff just hangs, my monitor just shuts off and everything, like everything freezes, and I don't know what it is. Like something is crashing hard on my system, and I can't figure out what it is because it doesn't seem to matter what I close, it still happens. Like, it doesn't seem to matter how many things I close, it still happens. Which makes me think that either it's something hardcore wrong in the background, like as in something on my like hardware wise something is breaking, or it's a operating system issue, which I really hope it's not, because my operating system's fully updated and I'd really like for that not to just be an operating system bug. Or it's Steam or Discord, because those are the only things I don't quit out of. So, yeah. Because it's been happening even when I'm doing other things. Like, I've talked on stream about playing NGU Idle before, and that's just the kind of thing that you just leave running, right? But it's happened while I'm playing that. Which is really annoying when you're playing an idle game and you come back and you find out your computer crashed it. And I don't know what's causing the crashes. It doesn't seem to matter what I have turned off or on, and nothing prevents it. It still just happens. Pretty much no matter what. Which is a really frustrating thing. When crashes just kind of happen. For no apparent reason. It's quite annoying. I really wish it wouldn't. I'd be really happy if it didn't. Real happy. Okay, gotta keep on going for at least another 40 minutes on this stream. I can do this. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. Let's go turn in this quest and then keep on going. Okay.
What now?
Your action struck a telling blow against the Scourge, and your victory will not go unnoticed, not by the Forsaken nor by our enemies. Continue the struggles we all do, Marindred, and one day we will drive the Lich King himself from Azeroth. Choose your reward. Can't use that, and even if I could, I don't really think I want it. And that's a better staff overall, but not as good at healing. And I'm a healer. Both bind on pickup, so I can't send any of them to my enchanter, and this one's worth more money, so I'll go with selling that one. Look how that NPC was just kind of turning around confusedly for a second there. Anyway, let's go talk to Death Guard Lene. I assume that's how you say that anyway. Lene or Linnea, one of the two. And honestly, I have no idea which one it is. Or if it's some third option that I didn't think of. That's possible too. Never let it be said that I think myself arrogantly always right. I only believe in the truth, which is that I am always right, but I leave room for me to be wrong sometimes. Just in case.
I haven't got all day.
Forsaken duties. Magistrate Severin wants a report. Very well. The defenders of the bulwark are holding the majority of the Scourge at bay, but some do slip through on occasion. We have seen sporadic Scourge activity east of this station with a concentration around the Balnear farmstead. I returned to Magistrate Severin with the information I gave you. He'll want it as soon as possible, so be swift. If you see any Scourge on my way back, take them down. We can't let them wander our lands unchallenged.
Embrace the shadow.
The defenders on the bulwark protecting Tirisfal from the Plague Lands are on constant alert, but sometimes Scourge will slip past them. Our success of the bulwark depends on a one-front battle. We cannot allow an attack from the rear, nor can we allow our defenders' supply line to be cut. Assist the bulwark, patrol east and slay any Scourge you find. Spend particular effort at the Balnear farmstead to the east. It has become a haven for interloping Scourge.
Trust no one.
Anyway, I'm going to go turn this quest back in real quick. Tired, but it's fine. I'm fine. Everything will be fine. I only want to take 7 naps, that's all. Only 7. That's fine. It's not that many. Just because I want each of them to be 8 hours at least does not mean anything.
That better be good.
It is troubling to hear of the Scourge slipping past the bulwark. The Lich King and his minions are ceaseless in their assaults, but we will not give in. He will not take us again. Cool. Be the best. Oh boy, my reputation's halfway to friendly with the Undercity. I don't know what I'm gonna do about the early dungeons on any of my characters, because finding anyone to run them is gonna be hell. probably the earliest I'm going to be able to find people with any ease whatsoever is Scarlet Monastery. And even then, it'll only be with ease somewhat on my healer and warrior. Because of my warrior, I can just say I'm a tank and play that role. But like on my actually low level ones, like I have no idea how I'm going to manage. I'll probably just wait until I'm high enough level to solo the dungeon, honestly. That is legitimately probably the best path. Okay. Just gotta keep on going down the street. I don't know what I'm doing with my life, man. I'm sitting here streaming when I should be attempting to sleep. I'm making bad decisions, but it's fine. I'll be fine. Nothing's wrong. I'm fine. 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 I'm fine. Everything's fine. Let's just go kill some wandering spirits, shall we? I miss Wind Fury Totem. I really miss Wind Fury Totem. You know, sometimes when I'm playing a lot of WoW Classic, I think to myself, maybe I should give WoW Current a try. And then I remember that that I like Final Fantasy XIV more, and my friends play it. And I go, right, that's what I'm doing when I finish this. Maybe one day I'll play normal WoW, but honestly, I kind of doubt it. Like, Final Fantasy XIV doesn't look like it's going anywhere. It's got a metric ton of content for me to get through. And honestly, after I get to the top of Final Fantasy XIV, I'll probably be MMO'd out for a while. Like, I don't know what I'm going to stream on Twitch after that, but it's probably not going to be an MMO. Except for maybe PSO2. But that's because I was already intending to play it. But, like, I've been on an MMO kick since WoW Classic came out. So it was also the same time that I got into Final Fantasy XIV. Or around the same time. And I'm honestly, like, I'm gonna be MMO'd out by the time I get to the top of Final Fantasy XIV. Like, by the time I make it through all of its content, I will be done with MMOs for a bit. And so I'll pretty much only be playing Final Fantasy XIV when new content comes out. Or when I feel like it. And that's an MMO that I really like. And it's so weird to think that, like, I entirely skipped out on Final Fantasy XI because I didn't think it fit well with the Final Fantasy brand. I didn't even give it a chance. And apparently it was pretty decent. I don't know. And it's funny because I like MMOs, so I guess I was just like annoyed that they spent development time on making not another Final Fantasy game. I don't know, it's one of those things that, like, I look back on my decision there and I go, what was I angry about? Like why, what was I upset about? Why did I care? Why didn't I just try the game? There's no real reason not to. And the same thing happened with Final Fantasy XIV, because, you know, I just continued to be prejudiced against it. Which, on the bright side, meant that I didn't play the original Final Fantasy XIV, which is the one bright side about that whole thing, is I didn't have to deal with that. I got to skip that part of the ordeal. Uh, on the downside, it means that I am coming into the rest of Final Fantasy XIV super late, and I didn't have to. I could have been playing it this whole time, but I wasn't. And it would have been nice to have been playing it this whole time. Um, Although, to be fair, Final Fantasy XIV is really pretty, and it's only recently that I've had a computer that can really do that kind of game justice. I even feel bad about how like Warframe is a beautiful game, and I have never played it on this computer, I don't think. Which is a real shame, because this is the first computer I have that would have really shown off how nice it looked, you know? But I just never... Wait, where am I going? I was going to kill the Scarlet Friars while I was here, too. Like, I was gonna do all the... I was gonna do the set of quests up here. While I was in the vicinity, and then I just completely forgot after completing that quest and started walking away. Whoops. Maybe. Anyway, back up here to these other quests. Let's go actually complete them. Okay. Oh, looks like I'm up higher than I needed to be. Wait, no. The right height. Looks like other people have been coming through. Killing these enemies before I got here. It's kind of annoying, because I need to kill these friars. Yeah, they ignored all the non-friars, but I need Scarlet Rings too, so I may as well. It's not gonna hurt if I murder these guys. At least the captain's still alive. Adjust. Okay, there we go. No healing for you. Time to die. Okay, just gotta keep stabbing friars. I'm kind of but that's fine. It's okay, my staff can murder these things anyway. There is now yet another person playing the waiting game for these spawns. So we all just gotta wait until we all have the things killed that we need killed. Not much else to do. Let's go see if I can find anything over here that I need to kill. Anything to respawn? Convenient places for me? Oh, maybe. Yeah! Hello there, Mr. Friar. But yeah, it is a real shame that I was so prejudiced against Final Fantasy 14 for so long. It is definitely my favorite overall MMO, and it has like it's very similar to what I want most from an MMO, which what I really want from an MMO, and I would 100% want to play any MMO that let me do this, is one that let me like effectively make my own class by mix and matching the different pieces of the other classes. And Final Fantasy XIV is the closest to that, in that with one character you can play every job in the game, and you can just switch between them anytime you're not in a dungeon. And that's close, but it's not quite what I want, because what I really want is to just be able to play and do, and like effectively, so I used to read a manga called Eureka, which, you know, is a lot of different things, but in the beginning of it, it's set in slightly futuristic setting with a VR MMO. And part of that is that they can one of the things that you can do in this VR MMO is whenever you level up, you choose which class to put that level in, similar to how some editions of D&D work. And I really like that concept, because in that game, you could just keep leveling. Leveling still got harder and harder, but if you hit the max level in one class, you could just keep leveling another one, and therefore just keep gaining levels. And I really like that conceptually. It's virtually impossible to balance, so from a game design perspective, it makes it really hard. But man, from a conceptual perspective, if any MMO managed to get that down, I would throw so much money at that game. I would throw all the money I could afford on playing that game. Like, I would never stop playing that game. And right now, the closest thing I have to that is Final Fantasy XIV system, which isn't exact, but at least it's in the same family. Unlike most MMOs that are like this one, where you pick one class, you play that one class. There's actually a character who I identify heavily with in that Eureka manga, who his thing is that he levels every class to kind of make his own class out of them that he calls a ninja, which is a class that doesn't exist in the base game. But so he keeps all of his classes evenly leveled with each other, despite the fact that this causes all kinds of detriments, because, you know, it's more a system that's designed for, you max out one class and then you start leveling another one, rather than leveling all classes at once. But I like that concept so much that I would be that guy who would have all my classes evenly leveled. I wouldn't even care. I don't care about efficiency. I'm here to have fun. That's fun to me. It's the same reason why in every game that will let me, I'll play even stat. I will keep all of my stats and everything even in any game that will let me do it. Just because I find that more interesting. Specialization is cool and all, but it's not really my thing. I'm always a generalist. I'm like that in real life too. I'm the man of many hobbies. I do a lot of things. And I'm always picking up new stuff to do. So, you know, having that be the way an MMO works too, really, you know, it fits me. My inventory is full. I at least need to get that swiftness potion recipe. So here, let me just do that. Grab that swiftness potion. And everything else is forgettable, I guess. Okay. Come on. On game. Draw me some venom. Okay.
I can't carry anymore.
Which are snap spider limbs?
Inventory is full.
Only 6 copper. Eh. Not worth trying to switch things around in my inventory such that it might fit in there.
I can't
There we
carry
go.
anymore.
Now let's get the last thing. Come on. Give me that sweet loot. Yeah, there we go. Okay, now let's walk back. That's a long walk, but it's fine. On the bright side, since it is a long walk, that'll probably be it for today. Except maybe walking into Undercity to turn in the quests that are in there. So I know I have at least one that I need to turn in. And yeah. And that'll leave me with just the quest of much walking left to do on this character before this character too is done with all the starting areas. Okay, gotta keep going. Life is hard, but it's all good. Everything is good. Okay, let's keep on going. Gotta keep on walking into a wall. Because I was totally tabbed out. Definitely thought I had more time before I ran to a wall. Miscalculated. Hashtag calculated, but I'm bad at math. I remember back when that was a new saying. Like I can't remember back. I don't actually know if I saw the original version of that ever, because who can really be sure on the internet, right? But I do remember back when that was just first gaining traction as a funny joke. After calculated had really gained traction, and it's so weird to think that like that's a thing that people joke about and say, and it's like I was around before that was a thing. Like it feels weird because you don't necessarily think that way. Like it feels like if it's common vernacular, it's something that we've always said, right? Like of course it's always been said, but like not really. Like that happened when I was what, in high school? Was when calculated started becoming a common part of gamer vernacular. Like it feels weird. It feels like it's been something that's always been a part of what I say, but it's not. It's recent. Oh, thank you, Darkhound. Nice thing about being a shaman is I can just keep walking forward. I don't really have to care. I just drop totems, and everything is fine. Okay, let's go talk to Linnea over here.
I am forsaken.
Efforts do much to keep the scourge at bay. A commendation will be sent to my superior, Executor Zygand.
Goodbye.
Yeah. You're welcome. I know, I'm the best. like no one ever was. To try to sleep is my real test. To be healthy is my cause. Yeah, that works. Checks out. Uh, it's always interesting to see how much you can twist the lyrics of something and still have it sound right, you know? Like that's definitely different from the original. But if I said that to anyone, they would know what I was referencing, so long as they knew Pokemon. Like no one would be like, "What are you talking about?" They'd be like, "Oh yeah, nice, good joke," or something like that. Like, maybe not good joke. Good joke might be some strong language for them describing something that I did. But it'd be something like that. Like they would recognize it. Yeah, well, I haven't got all day either, so, you know, how about you stop complaining about your own terrible time management and instead you take my stuff from me. Like, come on, just gotta do the right thing. Soulbound, to get rid of it. I have a lot of linen cloth, huh? Normally, I would talk, while doing this, but honestly, I'm tired. And trying to do both at once right now sounds way too hard. Trying to both actually intelligently sort my inventory and talk just doesn't sound like something I'm capable of. It's not the one I wanted. A letter to Yvette. So it's written by Thurman, the eldest son of Gregor Argamund. It is addressed to an Yvette Farthing, but does not appear to have reached her. Okay. Quest obtained. Let's go turn it in. Ah, here she is.
What is it?
Oh, my poor Thurman. I begged him to leave Agamemnon Mills with me and my father, but his family loyalty was too strong, and I knew it. I just knew that Bran meant him harm. Oh, curse this plague and curse and the scourge. Its face then smooths and grows old, but regrets are for the weak. As a Forsaken, I have new goals, and love is not one of them. I would thank you for delivering this letter, for I had wondered what happened to my past love, but that life is over, forever.
No one.
Can I not examine it? Oh yeah, I can. There we go. Let's see. Dearest Yvette, I will entrust this letter to our fastest runner. I pray he can find a way through the forces surrounding us, and I pray you read these words, for they are the last you will hear of me. My only comfort in these dark days is the relief I feel, knowing that you are free of my fate. I fear my father made a grave error when he decided to remain and defend our home. The forces of the Scourge rage through Tirisfal Glades, and although we are well fortified and well stocked, after the betrayal of my brother Devlin, we lack the strength and numbers to withstand their continued assault. If you receive this letter, Yvette, then know that Devlin is a traitor. Devlin despaired and sought an escape from our ill fortunes, and in doing so he made a pact with the Scourge. I do not know what price was promised him for his betrayal, but I'm sure it was laced with lies. If you see my brother, then flee from him. He is a fiend. A few nights ago he murdered 2 of our watchmen and led a small group of Scourge through the breach, leading them to where many more of us slept. Their ambush was brutal. They slew a third of us before we could take them down. Now we barely have enough men to watch our borders. It is only a matter of time before our wearying guard drops and the Scourge attack. Although I saw Devlin's face amidst the desperate men and gaunt-faced Scourge on that cursed night, he slipped away before I could catch him. He might be dead, or he might still live as an agent of the Scourge. Either way, he is a monster. Devlin warned us that if we tried to face the Scourge, then we were doomed. He told us this when they first entered Tirisfal Glades, well before they encircled our home. Perhaps he was pleading with us to cave, or perhaps he was gloating. It was always hard to understand Devlin's motives. Since he was a child, he was a mystery to us. But he was right. We are doomed. The Agamemnon family line will end. Although I still live, I know I will soon be dead. I am not afraid, and I do not regret remaining with my family. But my last thoughts will be of you. Live on, my beloved Yvette, and I will find peace.
I haven't got all day. Goodbye.
Anyway, go turn that in. That was a thing. Let's go turn in these other quests now.
Speak quickly.
Scarlet Crusaders have been raiding from the ruined tower in northern Tirisfal past Fowl's Rest. According to the information we have, a ruthless commander named Captain Melroch is in charge of this evil crew. I am entrusting you now with a special and dangerous mission. Slay Melroch and his 2 bodyguards in the name of the Dark Lady.
Trust no one.
Okay, sounds fun. I do love slaying me some enemies. Anyway,
Quickly.
this new venom will do perfectly, Marndred. Everything else has been added to my concoction and boiled down. Finally, I am ready to try this new deadly agent. According to the Death Guard, another one of those foolish dwarven mountaineers has just been captured. The Death Guard likes to use the cellar of the Gallows End Tavern as a holding cell until prisoners can be properly dealt with. Why don't you go and see how the captured mountaineer enjoys the special drink I made for him? It contains a subtle hint of what the Dark Lady has planned for the rest of Azeroth.
Where the living.
I'll be honest, like, I'm not sure I understand why, at the end of the day, why the Tauren and Orcs are allied with the Forsaken. I'll be honest. Why, if I had my trusted rifle, you'd be as good as dead, Shaman. Just wait until the Steam Tank Brigade arrives to rescue me. Drink at last. I'm sure it's no Rhapsody malt, but I'll take anything to wet the old whistle at this point. Why would you drink something I gave you? You deserve this. Anyway. Be good? Be good.
I need a target.
Okay. Now that we've gotten that done. Okay, let's go over here. Continue to work on maxing our first aid just because we can. This actually looks like I'll probably get over 80 now, which is good. This 80 is the next real milestone in first aid, because that's the point at which I don't use linen anymore. It's when I learn how to use other materials to level up my first aid. Okay, abandon that. No need to use more linen on that than I need to. I have other uses for it. Okay, now let's go over to engineering. Make some rough blasting powder. Heck yeah. Then make some rough dynamite. Heck yeah. Okay. Now let's walk to Undercity. Go turn in a quest there. And that'll probably be it for today. Okay. I got stuck on a corner. I definitely was paying attention. Let no one convince you otherwise. I always pay attention when playing. I pay the most attention ever. 100% attention paid. Okay, let's keep on keeping on. A nap. But alas, a nap is not something which I can have at this second. So, have to keep moving for the time being. For the time being, I will just have to keep on walking. Worst part is I'm gonna have to try and stay up for a bit after this. Because I want to not go to sleep immediately, so that way when I get up in the morning, so that way I am on a relatively normal sleep schedule. Because part of the problem this last week has been I've been having a hard time sleeping, so I've been sleeping at weird times, and then that just messes up my ability to sleep at proper times even more, right? So since I'm awake now, I should try and stay awake until at least 8 or 9. So that way I can collapse into slumber at a more appropriate time. Okay. Just gotta go turn in the Prodigal Lich quest and take the next step in that quest chain, and then I will be done for the day. There. Okay.
Forsaken.
You are the agent sent by Magistrate Severin. Then yes, your business with me is crucial. I trust Severin has mustered someone suitable for my task, but we shall see. There's a lich who dwells on the island in Brightwater Lake to the north. Although he is a free-willed Forsaken, he believes all other undead are scourged slaves and has his minions attack anyone who approaches him. But because he is Forsaken, the Queen will want him. And if he is skilled in necromancy, then his knowledge would be quite useful to us. To discover his identity and his talents, I must see his spellbook. Steal into his camp and acquire it, and then return to me.
Our time will
Sounds like a plan for Tuesday. So that's all for today. Thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you next time.